Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a reading on the second wave of coronavirus. A lot of people have been asking me to do this, giving future insights. Like I said, every reading is different. Everything, a lot of people, when they tune into me or other mediums or psychics on, and we make predictions and things like that, you have to understand that it's basically an energetic snapshot of what happens, what's being shown in the moment. But it can change. It can change due to their free will and our own free will. And so nothing is set in stone. People make decisions. We have our own free will. So in the past readings that I've done for the coronavirus, I actually have saw that that the numbers would get better, that it would get better by July. And again, we are not even in July yet, so right now the numbers are, according to the media, they are getting worse, quote unquote, a second wave. Now the thing here that I have to there's a couple of things that I want to just say. This is commentary more than anything, my own opinions, before I actually get into the reading. A few days ago, I came across an article, and I don't know if you guys know, but actually, if you go into your phone, there's a COVID tracker. If you go to your iPhone, you go to your health settings. If you have an iPhone, I'm not familiar with Androids, but if you go to your settings and you go to health, there's a COVID tracker, and you need to make sure that it's turned off. If it's turned on, they can track you and track other people, if I'm not mistaken, that have COVID, and that is a violation of HIPAA. It's a violation of privacy. I don't know why they would have installed that update and not told people about it. But like I told you, and other people have been telling you, this is the deep state. This is all a darker agenda that is at hand. This is not just about the coronavirus. Now, like I said from the beginning, the coronavirus is very real. But the coronavirus is not just the only thing. We're talking about 5G. We're talking about the New World Order. We're talking about the deep state, as some people call it, the cabal, right? There's a darker agenda here, and I'm not into conspiracies or anything like that, but it's very obvious. Okay, so if you didn't know that you have a tracker that could be potentially switched on your phone, check that after this video, or maybe get your phone during this video and check it. The second thing that a lot of people are not aware of right now is that if you go to Google and you Google, let's say, like a random 3-digit number, like 122 cases, 122 new cases, and you type in the number and then new cases, or 1,244 new cases, you're gonna get like Google searches that populate with these numbers in like all kinds of areas. I know that there probably are like odd numbers and stuff that are being reported, but like I said from the very beginning, that the numbers are not accurate, right? The numbers are not accurate. They're skewing the numbers. We've talked about China, lying about the numbers, but the fact is that, there's a lot of people that are in control of the media, of Google and all these searches, that are lying about the numbers as well. Do I believe that there is a lot of people that are contracting it? I'm not going to say that they're not, because there's a lot of ignorant people, a lot of young millennials that are going out there and not really caring that they're going to spread that virus, or etc. And then you have a lot of people that just want to hang out with their families and barbecue and get together. 4th of July is coming up. And so, yeah, I do believe that it's very possible that you could contract the virus. As far as the numbers are going to go up, they're expected to be more numbers because there's more testing. In my own city, we had a community center actually open for testing, and there was like 200 people out there. My thing is that if you're not sick or presenting signs, why get tested? Now, I know that a lot of you are out there, well, it's good to get tested because what if you're a carrier? But see, that's the thing. When this virus was presented back in November, and as the months progressed, we never were told that the virus, you could be asymptomatic. We were told that if you had the virus, you had symptoms. I mean, this is a flu, right? I mean, if you have a flu, in your body for a couple of days and no symptoms, that's just very weird, because my understanding with flus is that everybody is different with flus and everybody's body is different and reacts differently. But with a flu, typically if you get it, you start getting immediately symptoms, right? But we weren't told that. The CDC and whoever was in charge didn't say that. And now they've come out and said that this virus is, you could be an asymptomatic, meaning that you don't have any symptoms at all, and you could be a carrier of the virus and go and spread it to people. And now they're coming out, what Ray said on his channel here months ago, about this being related also to certain specific blood types, like blood type A, blood type AB, that those would be like the ones that could potentially be more impacted. It's come to light. There's a lot of studies and stuff. A lot of the stuff that I've said has had a lot of validation and a lot of things that are very, very, very accurate from Spirit's perspective. I don't take any credit. I'm just the messenger here. But I do give, the insight or the tea from Spirit. But the whole thing is a sham, I feel like. Now, like in the state of Texas, which is the state that I'm from, in my own city, they are mandating, this is not coming from Governor Abbott, right, the Texas governor, but it's coming from the local city officials, where they want, like, if you're a business owner, you're required to make everyone in your establishment wear a mask to curb the thing. The thing with my issue with the mask is that, like I've said from day one, it does suppress the immune system. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily agree with that, but it does suppress the respiratory system. You're inhaling a lot of carbon dioxide, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I'm not in medicine, but I'm a medical intuitive, and I can tell you that having a mask on does not protect you from getting the virus. The virus is airborne, even though they said that it wasn't. You can get it through your eyes. It can go through the eyes, even though they're not saying that. So it basically, the mask is just like preventing it, but those particles are still going and clinging to your mask. And so, if you're touching the front of your mask, it's ridiculous the way that they're imposing a lot of these rules and regulations. It should be up to us. Once they start taking away our rights about what we should wear, what we should do, then it's going to become other things that are taken away, other freedoms that are taken away as individuals. Now, I'm all for the constitutional rights and for us to be basically, free to do what we have. I mean, that's why we were given free will. This is not a dictatorship. But a lot of people, again, the deep state, they have an agenda. Again, this is election year. Once this election is over, you just watch how everything is going to change. You'll hardly see any more pandemonium about COVID-19. And if you do, it will be COVID-20, and it will be something totally different, but it won't be to the magnitude. Also, I like to say that during the riots and the protesting, why was it that news coverage never, focused on COVID numbers? Like, you would see CNN or Fox News, they weren't reporting about COVID or anything like that. It was all about that. So again, it's only whatever is beneficial to the media is the only thing they're going to talk about and exacerbate the problem instead of ameliorating the problem. Okay, throwing all those fancy words out there because they make a lot of sense. So they're exacerbating the problem completely with their lies and their fabrications. Now, I'm not saying that they're lying about the virus, because obviously it's not a lie. It's here and it's around us. But there's also a lot of other stuff that's going on that's deeper that they are not talking about. And obviously, again, a lot of this narrative that they are spinning is falling apart by the seams, and we are seeing it. So, of course, when you do more testing, people are going to get, they're going to get more results. Numbers are going to go up. It's no two way about it. And people will say, I've read articles where people will say, well, if you're tested, the numbers are not necessarily going to go up. But how would we know that the numbers are not going to go up? I mean, what's to say? I mean, obviously, if you are being tested and you test positive for COVID-19, you're going to be a contributing number to the system, and it's going to go up. Now, my thing is that I feel like a lot of these numbers are being manipulated. People who are getting tested are testing falsely and that are not actually positive. how many of these tests are actually defective. That's going to come out in the news eventually at some point, whether it's in the next couple of months or next year. But we're going to find out a lot of these tests are actually rigged tests that are not accurate. There are tests that are showing that people are positive and they're not really positive. So we're going to get in today, and I'm going to ask questions to the tarot using something tangible, and also using my intuition and my spiritual gifts, my clairvoyance, to kind of give you a peace of mind. I know a lot of you have been asking. I finally got my hands on this. This deck y'all had recommended to me to get, and it was so hard to get it. Amazon sold out, and the store that I went, I actually was going to purchase some more for giveaways on my Patreon channel, and they were already sold out. So this little is a hot commodity, but I love it. I'm living for it. It's a lot of my people, the mixed people, a lot of African Americans, my blood lineage, it's got diversity, and I really, really love these cards. It's called the Modern Witch Tarot deck. And so if you haven't gotten that, it comes with a little booklet. It's really cute. This is actually a hard booklet. It's not paper. So it's like a hardback. And we're going to get into it. All right, guys. I got my little Lemurian crystal. This crystal that you see here is from a shop on Etsy. She is my bestie, soul sister. Her name is Lauren, and she is actually the owner of Lunar Dimensions. So if you type in at Lunar Dimensions, you'll see this. Oops, this is a heavy one, but it's got moonstone, and then got like spirit quartz, and also it's like a light amethyst. Very, very powerful. So I like these decks. The decks look like this on the back, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to ask Spirit some questions to reveal like what is coming up with all of this. And so if you hear me with periods of silence, it's only because I'm actually like tuning in and reading the cards and using my gift, etc. But there's a big sham going on. Somebody wanted me to talk about some of these celebrities that are passing out on stage and whatnot. Did they really have it? I feel like it's possible, but I also feel like a lot of people are using it now as an excuse to cover up other things, right, that are going on, deeper things. So a lot of truths are going to come out of all of this. And the news is not talking about that drug remdesivir. I don't even know if I said that right. I probably didn't, because I have problems pronunciating new kind of words that I don't, especially medical stuff that I don't know, and names, like last names or sometimes first names. But remdesivir, I believe, and then there's another one, dexamethasone or something like that. And I know that those two are actually one is like a steroid. I think remdesivir is like a steroid. I could be wrong, or it's the other one, but I'm not sure. But anyways, one is like a steroid and anti-inflammatory, and it's been used in a lot of treatments now. Of course, I'm not saying that that's going to be for everyone, but for the most part, there are medicines that are already out there that can treat people in addition to what President Trump had recommended. So like these other drugs were used in UK trials, and now they're being used by some of the doctors here in the US and all overseas. And my question is, like, why isn't the media talking about that? They just focus on what is ever going to be fear-mongering, or whatever is going to give you fear, strike fear. They're never going to talk about the good stuff, the breakthroughs in medicine and the things that are out there that are helping people to overcome this. So we're going to pull some cards here. I just want to see what's coming up, like, with this second wave. How bad is it going to get? I don't feel like the government wants to shut down or would allow another shutdown like we saw. It would be more up to the state's decisions. The state is what I'm hearing Spirit say again, like it is now. And I don't think a lot of governors or cities will allow that. So I'm going to start, let me see here. This is kind of going to be weird. The Seven of Swords, look at that. Seven of Swords. Deceit. Theft. Like, this is like painting a picture here. Let me just move these back here. Move these to the front. Lies, deceit. Okay? This is like, it's not good energy when I look at it. Five of Wands, arguments, battles. This is like so on point, like what is going on with the world right now. We're having arguments, people are fighting, political parties are fighting, people are fighting about whether we should wear masks, whether we shouldn't. There's just so much chaos in the world right now. Seven of Pentacles. It's a time for a lot of people that are counting their coins, working very hard. There's people that are still working on that. I feel like, again, things are going to, whatever you're doing now work-wise, it's going to get better eventually. It eventually is going to get better. Again, money, Eight of Pentacles. People are working from home like she is. People are going to be looking at ways to work from home. There's so much fear that a lot of people are not wanting to go back to work. People are still going to be on unemployment or working from home, finding new jobs to work from home, or letting only one of their loved ones go to work because, again, work out in the fields and stuff because they're so afraid. Ten of Pentacles, again, you know, we see a lot of focus on money. A lot of businesses are trying to bounce back from all of this. This has been devastational for everyone, but I feel like we're going to see a lot more positive things as the time progresses. We have here the Knight of Cups. Again, messages. There's going to be some important announcements coming in. A lot of you have been asking about the second stimulus package. Is that coming in? It is going to come in. I've said it. Spirit said it, spoke about it. How soon? We don't know. It could be by July or August, but another package is coming. Another stimulus check is on the way, okay? Okay, let me get this straight here. Eight of Cups. A journey here. A lot of people are trying to move away. We're going to see this virus kind of moving away, kind of like we see here with the Eight of Cups, kind of moving away from it. Like, that's the feeling that I get that with the Eight of Cups. There's like an emotional detachment. Like, people are no longer believing the virus is harmful, and they're going venturing out like this camper, this hiker depicted here, you know, leaving all of their emotions behind, all of the fears behind. So what I feel like the universal messages that are here being shown is that a lot of the fear that we are holding on to, a lot of people are holding on to for the month of July and the fall, is actually going away. The Nine of Pentacles, again, working very hard. The crops, the farmers are going to be impacted by a lot of this if they're not already. I feel like this is talking about farmers. For all my farmers out there, all my ag people, there is some help, but I also feel like this is a time like to still keep working hard to, you know, set your goals and your intentions and stay positive, because the negativity that a lot of people are holding on to due to this COVID-19 and this second wave, it's actually hindering the consciousness and the love in the universe. It's causing a lot more pain. The Page of Swords, again, this is more of a mental thing. Like, people are striking fear. It reverberates. It spreads like a disease. You know, we're talking about a disease, but we're also talking about the disease of people, the disease of fear, and how it spreads from one person to the next. That's what the media is doing. They're not contributing to anything. It's only spreading the messages of fear across. Again, the Six of Swords, for me, it symbolizes that the virus is definitely going away. It's going away. Regardless if the media still says and spins the narrative, remember what Ray said. Don't believe them. It is going away. Okay, a lot of my nurses out there, I'm not saying that it's going to go away like 100%. Any virus is never going to go away 100% of the time. Any virus is going to always stay. But eventually, the numbers that we're seeing, you know, the numbers, I keep using the numbers, they are going to go down. The truth is going to come out. Like I said, the cabal, the whoever you want to call it, deep state, the New World Order, the Illuminati, whoever, they can't keep it suppressed. The truth, there's too many people awakened. This has been a mass awakening, a huge awakening for people. So I'm just going to see and pull random cards here and see what else I get. The Tower, big change is coming. Big change. Six of Wands. People are going to be going out on trips, traveling still. The Empress. Again, a lot of people turning to the Mother Earth, Gaia. Gaia is going to step in. She's stepping in already. Page of Wands, a lot of communication. A lot of communication. New projects, new things that are coming out of all of this. People are coming. The Wheel of Fortune, look. The luck, the way that things are right now is not going to be the way it is. It's a change of future of the luck. It's the turning of the wheel, turning of the luck. The luck is on our side. For those of us that are awake and can see, a lot of this is going to go away. A lot of the evil is going to go away. All this fear that people are holding on to that is crippling our society and crippling businesses, it's impacting the lovers. Love, to me, this says that love is going to lead the way, okay? Notice the Wheel of Fortune and love. Love is the key here. Love is the answer. That's the message that I've been telling folks. You have to eliminate the fear. You have to eliminate all the worries. That's what they want you to do, because it blinds you. When you are focused solely on contracting that virus or the second wave, or that, you know, the fear that if you can't go out, it's like people are waiting for the government to tell them when, or waiting for someone to tell them like when they can go outside and breathe and be around people. You can't live in a bubble of fear. You can't live in a bubble at all. That's not a way of living. The Emperor, again, this represents the administration. It represents the divine masculine. Again, trying to set order, trying to make people see that it's going to be okay, but people don't want to listen. People right now don't listen to the administration. They don't listen. Chariot, again, there's a movement forward. Things are going to move forward regardless if you move forward or not. People are moving forward with their lives. Okay, that's the message here. Regardless if you want to stay, you know, with a mask, if you want to stay on, you know, doing whatever you want to do, people are still going to move forward. People are not going to stay in the same place forever. Okay? Queen of Cups, again, this is all about Mother Gaia, the love, the emotional fulfillment, the love for her children here on earth, the divine power, the divine femininity. It's rising. That's also like some people were saying about how we're entering or we are in already the new age of Aquarius, right? A lot of cup energy here, the Five of Cups. A lot of people are not going to cope well with this. We're going to see a lot more people running nude through the streets, a lot of people killing one another, a lot of craziness throughout the world. We're going to see that, especially in California. The Four of Cups, again, thinking, not really acting. Some people are, you know, what about our homeless? Like, what is being done for the homeless? But there's a lot of you that are stuck and are going to be going through some changes. Some of you may be going through some homelessness or losing your place to stay and having to find a new place to live at. Big changes for people. Nothing is going back to the same. The Magician, again, this is all about you having the power to make changes. You are, you know, fully skilled like the Magician. You can get through it. That's the messages that Spirit is coming through. As far as like the earthquakes, people have been asking me, when is the big one coming to California? I can tell you that it's coming. It's coming. I don't know how soon, but it is coming. There are major earthquakes. Again, we're going to have to be strong. You people are falling, are getting weak. We're getting weak as a society. Mainly the millennials, mainly younger folk. And some of the older people, and no shade to my older people out there, my older viewers, Rays of Light, but a lot of older people are also needing to find strength because they're so paralyzed by fear. And again, we see the Fool, you know, moving forward. They can't see what is ahead. People can't see what is ahead, but the message here is to trust, to have blind faith and go forward. People, again, the Nine of Swords here, people are going to still not feel comfortable, even though they may see a decline in numbers. They're still not going to move forward. They're going to stay in their homes. And again, when you decide to move out of your home or decide to venture out of your home and you want to get that Taco Bell, or you want to get something, and those you want to get, let's say, not Taco Bell's a horrible reference. No shade to Taco Bell. That's just like mentioning Chipotle. No offense, but let's say like I'm trying to think of a good In-N-Out burger. Let's say you want an In-N-Out burger, or PF Chang's, right? Let's say you wanted some PF Chang's, but you were afraid to venture out all this time, and PF Chang's announces, we're gonna go bankrupt. I'm sorry, we're closing down. Don't cry about it then, because again, you lived in fear. You cannot live in fear. You cannot let what's going on in the world cause you to fear and not live. You have to go forward. Page of Pentacles. A lot of younger people, a lot of the millennials out there are not bad. A lot of them are awakened. A lot of them are going to make some changes that are positive, in addition to the Black Lives Matter movement, in addition to all the other movements. There's a lot of good things coming from the younger people. This fresh new energy that's coming forward. The youth is going to step up to bring healing. The Hierophant. A lot of people are going to be looking out to get psychic readings. They're going to be looking for spiritual teachers. They themselves may become the spiritual teacher. Justice. Justice will prevail. Justice is coming. Justice. This is talking about the lies, the deceit, the cabal, the darks, the deep state. All the darkness in the world is going to be seeking, is going to be getting justice. Like, they are going to be held accountable. The lies are going to be exposed. People are being exposed. All of this new world order that orchestrated all of this virus, they're going to be basically held accountable. King of Swords. There's definitely someone that's going to make sure of that. So it's coming. Like, that is what we expect for the remainder of this year. I feel like with this, again, people are feeling lonely. People are feeling very detached. You know what this really tells me, what I heard Spirit just say? That the awakened people feel the loneliest right now. We feel the loneliest. And it's very true. I can tell you, as an awakened soul, it's almost like we can see through the bullshit. Excuse my language, but we can see through the bullshit, through the pish-posh of foolery. And we see through it. And the people that cannot see through it, that are still believing all of the media, believing all of these lies, it makes us feel very lonely and very sad, because we are seeing people being like enslaved in their own fear. It's an entrapment. Did y'all ever watch that Charmed? The show Charmed, right? I'm a big fan of the Charmed ones. I love the show. God, I would love to be on a show like that, where, you know, you have a group of sisters or brothers that are witches and, you know, slaying demons, you know, using spells and whatnot. Anyways, there was one demon on there. I cannot remember it for the life of me as a fan. What was his name? Barbas. Do you remember Barbas? He was like the demon of fear and whatnot. And he got his kicks off of that, and it was like he would put illusions in front of their faces, and he would basically kill witches or people with those same fears that they've had, those deep rooted fears. That's what's happening to a lot of people here. That's what the deep state, the darkness here that pervades on the universe is doing to people. It's making them very, very fearful. And until you can see through those illusions and wake up, then you will defeat that. We'll defeat this second wave, third wave, COVID-20, you know, whatever they're going to name the next virus that comes out. Again, Knight of Wands, a lot of communication. Things are going to pick up. We're going to see a lot of things picking up as far as like the election. When we get closer to the election, there's going to be a lot more news focus on the election rather than on the virus. You're going to start seeing that they're going to be less focused in the media on the virus and more focused on the actual election. And the Sun, guys, that was the last card that I pulled. Again, like I've done before, the card, I can't make this up. The Sun is like it overrides all these other cards here that were not so positive. The Sun, victory. This is divine math. This is God. This is justice. This is like the big enchilada, right? The big guy, as we call it, God, Gaia. You know, it's all in one. The universal power, the higher source, whoever. This is like it's gonna be okay. Like, we're gonna get through this. It's not as grim and as grim as we see it, you know, as gloomy as we see it, and morose, how people are, you know, narrating and having this big story that they're covering on the media of the second wave and more deaths, and it's like so morbid. It's like morbid much. Can we ever like just get out of that mentality? Why do we have to keep focusing on the death? The more that we focus on the numbers and the deaths, that's like a spells that the media is like throwing spells out to people, and people are falling for it, and not only falling for it, they're being affected by these spells, that because the words that we speak, the things that come out of our mouth are spells. That's why spell is associated with the words, like words. So again, this is what I can tell you, what I see. Like, I do feel like there's going to be more scandals coming out with Biden. Things are going to get very much nastier with the presidential election. As we get to it, you're going to see a lot more uproar and distractions, but a lot more scandals are going to be coming out. You're going to see Hillary Clinton resurface. There's going to be a lot more focus on her come September when she goes to the tribunals, if I'm not mistaken, for those emails. But we're going to see a lot more that's coming out. Like, a lot of things that were hidden in the night, are going to be coming out and exposed. And again, the higher power is that it is at work here. And I guess a lot of people are asking, like, well, why, if there is God, why is God allowing this? Like, why is the universal source allowing all of this? You know, there's a reason for everything. And again, people would have been asleep and they would not have awoken, spiritually awoken, had this virus not been permitted to be out here, and for these 5G and for all of these evil things that the cabal has done, the evil things that the deep state has done for all this time. None of that would have been exposed. None of that would have made the light of the day. And people would have stayed, again, glued to old, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it partigrams? Or no, that's not the word I'm looking for. But old beliefs and old belief systems. But there's a big shift in, you know, all of that. There's a huge shift on the universe on a global scale. And I truly believe that people are going to be okay. I truly believe that there will be vaccines out there, but that's not going to be the only form of treatment for the virus if you do contract it. As far as the masks are concerned, you know, I feel like a lot of people are wanting to hold on. Well, the darker aspect of that is that I feel like the masks have come through more and been pushed more by the darker souls, the evil on earth, because they know exactly what's going to happen. A person with a suppressed respiratory, you know, the suppression that the masks do to people, it's going to eventually cause people that were healthy and fine to, you know, get a virus or anything, to get the virus and actually contract it. So again, we're going to see a lot of this, and you don't have to agree with anything that I've said here, you know, but please be very, very respectful. This is my channel, and I'm just giving you the tea from spirit. And I understand that, you know, everybody has their own beliefs and you don't have to agree with me. But again, this is what I get from spirit. And I really trust spirit, even though a lot of people, I have my stalkers that, you know, always hit the dislike button or anything. You know, I can't change that fact. I can't make them like me. There's going to be people that just don't like you, that just hate you for being you. And I just want to pray for those people. You know, I want to pray for them, because it's very sad to be so negative and to hold vendettas against people that you don't know. And if you do know me, you know, you know, you don't know all about who I am. It's like people think they know you from the internet, or because they worked with you at one time that they know who you are. If they're, you know, family, that they know who you are. And it's like, you don't really know the person. Like, you don't know unless you're with them 24/7. You don't know. You only are being led by the lies and poison that other people have put on you, you know. Again, so that's just the message here. Stay in your faith, guys. Stay rooted in your faith. Stay positive. Don't fall for the trap of the media and these second waves, and everywhere that you're seeing, you know, that there's a second wave, blah, 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 that it's the end of the world, blah, blah, blah. Again, it's just all dark. It's all a ploy. So thank you once again. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. leave a comment in the comment section below. Drop it down. Leave me a comment about, you know, other videos you want me to do, people that you want me to read. I'm going to be doing one eventually on Elijah. My heart goes out to him and his family, and to his soul. May he rest in peace. And then again, we'll be focusing on other readings as well. So I have a lot of other stuff coming down the pipeline. Very, very excited. And if you haven't joined my Patreon, go and join my Patreon. And the link is listed in the description box below. And again, tomorrow, stay tuned to my YouTube channel, to the community tab, because I'll be announcing the winners to my YouTube giveaway for those candles and that free psychic reading. It's 2 individuals that I'll be picking, my rays of light. So if you haven't entered, go to my video on my celebrity playlist that is about the candle unboxing candles and giveaways and giveaway. And so again, check that out. All right, guys, I love you so much. Blessings and love and light. Until next time, bye.